What if your entire life, friends, your family, your memories, is nothing more than data? What if everything you've ever known, felt, or believed was simulated? This isn't just science fiction. The hypothesis many thinkers are taking seriously. This is simulation theory. Simulation theory suggests that our entire universe may be an artificial construct, essentially highly advanced computer simulation. And although this sounds like something out of the Matrix, it's a concept that has serious philosophical, scientific, and even mathematical support behind it. The modern discussion begins with philosopher Nick Bostrom, who in 2003 proposed a trilemma, three possibilities, one of which must be true. First, humanity will likely go extinct before reaching the technological maturity required to simulate conscious beings. Second, even if civilizations reach that stage, they will not be interested in creating such simulations. Third, if advanced civilizations do create simulations, and do so frequently, then we are almost certainly living in one. Let's break that down. Imagine a future civilization with godlike computing power. If it runs billions of ancestors' simulations, fully immersive, conscious beings reliving history, the number of simulated realities would vastly outnumber real ones. Statistically, it becomes far more likely that we are in one of those simulations rather than base reality. So, unless we're the very first intelligent species ever, odds might not be in our favor. Still think it's too far-fetched? Let's look at the technology. Right now, in our own world, we're already simulating entire ecosystems. AI chatbots can mimic human conversation. We have deep fakes, virtual reality, generative AI, and even brain-computer interfaces. These tools are primitive compared to what could exist in 1,000 years, or even just a few decades. If we are in a simulation, what does that mean for us? Do we truly have free will, or are we acting out pre-written scripts? If emotions, thoughts, and desires are based on electrical patterns in a simulated brain, are they any less real? Does it matter? Here's a twist. Even if we're simulated, our experiences still feel real. Love, to fear, dream, wonder, whether organic or digital, feeling of being alive is undeniable. Think about it this way. Characters in video games don't know they're in a game, yet they move, act, react, follow physics. To them, their world is all there is. Maybe that's us. Now let's zoom out. Why would anyone simulate us? Possibilities vary. Maybe it's curiosity, an advanced civilization studying history by recreating it. Maybe it's entertainment. Maybe it's a test. Maybe it's not even humans running it. Maybe we're inside an alien educational program, a sandbox experiment, or an art project. Let's consider ethical implications. If we're simulated, do the simulators owe us anything? Should they prevent suffering? Should they intervene? What if we're simulating others right now? Would we be creating conscious suffering in our own AI experiments? Here's another wrinkle. Suppose we create simulations of people, cities, even entire universes. Those simulations could become conscious. Then they create their own simulations and so on. This is the simulation stack idea, potentially infinite chain of realities, each simulating the next. How would you ever know where you are in the hierarchy? Gets stranger. Some thinkers argue that simulations could contain glitches, breaks in physics, anomalies in behavior. People sometimes point to déjà vu, strange coincidences, or quantum unpredictability as possible signs. Of course, that's speculative. The fact that we even consider it shows how much this idea has gripped the modern imagination. Now, some scientists reject simulation theory outright. They say it's not testable, not falsifiable, so it doesn't qualify as science. Others argue that believing in simulation theory can be dangerous, leading people to nihilism or detachment from the real world. That depends on how you interpret it. In fact, simulation theory forces us to think deeply about what real even means. If a simulated life feels as rich and meaningful as a physical one, does it matter? Does love mean less if it's made of code? Does suffering hurt less? Do your choices count less? Maybe the real message here isn't whether we're simulated. Maybe the point is to appreciate existence, whatever form it takes. Whether you're lines of code or carbon-based biology, your experience is your reality. That's not something to dismiss. It's something to embrace. So, Are we living in a simulation? There's no definitive proof. Not yet. But maybe that's not the question we should be asking. Maybe the better question is, if this is a simulation, how will you live in it? Because in the end, simulated or not, your life is the only one you get.